Hey everyone, Man of Theory here. Just want to do a quick channel update, letting some of y'all know about the upcoming changes to my channel, and hopefully it'll be for the better. Over like the next, I would say 4 to 6 weeks, maybe less than that, early as maybe 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how much time I put into working out some kinks. You'll be seeing like some different quality, hopefully for the better, like I said earlier, for my channel, because I'm in the process of upgrading my computer. I ordered a new tablet. I'm trying to look for a new microphone. All these changes as far as quality wise is I'm working on it because I want to become a better YouTube theorist, a better anime theorist, and I gotta spend to be better, so I'm trying to upgrade my quality of equipment so I can have an upgrade quality of videos, so I can have more discussions and get new subscribers, so we can have this back and forth dialogue that I want to have for my channel. Quickly, I've been into anime for like over like 18 to 20 years now. I'm an older veteran to the YouTube thing. It was my first time. I'm an anime veteran, so I always wanted to discuss my passion, my thoughts on certain animes. Had that dialogue with other people. Start a conversation. We might disagree, we might argue, we might fight, but that's what it's about as far as anime. So, we have differences we might want to discuss, talk about. So, I want my channel to be like a family feel, so you can listen to my thoughts on like One Piece or Boko or like Seven Deadly Sins or Berserk, whatever anime or manga y'all like to discuss or that need to discuss. I'm sorry. We had that download and just discuss the quality and stuff like that. For the ones that subscribe to my channel, I appreciate it. I hope y'all stay around long enough to see me put my better effort in to get better videos for y'all in the future and the rest of 2018. For new subscribers, welcome to the journey. So it's going to be a bumpy ride. I might mess up with some videos. I'm doing some voice related videos right now. My voice might be raspy, but I'm something I want to work on. So that's it. Welcome to the journey. Hey guys and girls, this is the theorist by the name of Man of Theory, aka the underdog for the underground. Back again, this time doing a double manga chapter review, raw discussion on Boku no Hero, manga chapters 171 and 172. Like y'all guys and girls know, there will be spoilers, so please proceed at your own risk. On that note, let's go. Alright guys and girls, let's go ahead and start off by talking about the beginning of manga chapter 171. In the beginning of chapter 171, we get to find out some more about Gentle's backstory. And Gentle, basically known as the gentleman thief. He's basically like handing out his own form of punishment for companies and people he feel like is doing injustice to society. And we find out that Gentle been basically doing this type of video related crimes for like 6 years now, and that's like around the same time he met up with La Brava, who's basically like the ultimate fangirl. If you've seen like many animes that had like fan service characters in there that's like swooning or in love with that particular type of character that's like got that appeal to him. You would say like if you watch One Piece, like Bartolomeo to Luffy, that's the type of thing we see here with La Brava and Gentle. Like she's even upset when like his videos was decreasing in likes because of the fact that she felt like he is like somebody to be worshipped to everybody. So to see their interaction in the beginning, where it's like from point A, like 6 years ago, to point B, kind of different, kind of intriguing. I definitely want to see more of that in the future. But back to General real quick. For General, just to see him like start off on fire. Like, he came out 6 years ago, putting out all these videos as far as his own brand of punishment. He used to be like the top of the food chain when it came to the YouTube related videos, I would like to say, as far as in the My Hero universe world. But then when Stain came around, and real quick, we still don't know who recorded Stain the first time and put his video out to the public. Some theorizing that maybe it was Shirawaki. Other people saying it was somebody from UA or another high school. But that still have not been discussed, so we're not really sure who did that. But that's a future interesting topic for the future. But when that happened and Stain's videos start to become published to the world, everybody's opinion of Stain went from he's a villain to like he's kind of cool. And as we've seen in the previous like My Hero episodes and manga chapters, that the world is taking kind of a turn. Like, everybody is like gravitating towards Stain and Shirawaki now. And for General, who's basically said to La Brava, I'm not going to change my ways, I'm not going to stray from my ideals, he's basically plummeting in the standings. If you connect that to Real Life Matters, we see like, even in the YouTube world nowadays, we got like people and channels that want to do like brash things nowadays, like eating Tide Pods and like other ridiculous things to get enough shots to the people, so they get like enough views, enough subscribers and stuff like that, and don't even care about the reaction of society towards those matters. And we got like people that's like kind of sort of like myself, I'm not trying to put myself on the pedestal, and like other people who's like doing like these small stay true to themselves type of videos and channels, who's not getting the same ratings because of the fact that we're not doing nothing bold enough or shocking enough to gravitate towards the mass media. So that's where we get with Gentle and La Brava when they had that conversation as far as his video is not doing like they was. So that's an interesting topic right there. Alright, quick discussion point for this chapter, because one time in this chapter, like in the very beginning, General mentioned to La Brava that he was going to do something that's going to put him on top of the map. And as we find out at the end of manga chapter 171, General was going to infiltrate UA and do like something similar to what Shirawaki did, but I think it's going to be to a way lesser level, because I don't think General's that type of person that will use violence to achieve his means and goals. But I think the fact that General is going to try to infiltrate UA to get enough views, I think it's going to cause like a ripple effect. So let me know your thoughts about that, as far as what you think it's going to cause. It's going to be a good thing, bad thing. I might do like a discussion video about that, or speculation in the next couple of weeks as far as what I think that's going to lead to. Because on top of that, we already got like possible foreshadowing with Eri as far as her going berserk again, as far as the Lemillion and Miria thing, as far as Lemillion losing his powers, how he's going to react to that, and now the fact that he's trying to help out Eri even further without his powers. So there's lots of future things that's going to be going on in the next couple of weeks or months with this storyline. So I want y'all thoughts and ideas for that. Y'all can put that in the comment section below and we can talk about it. Alright, in manga chapter 171, we get to learn more about the 3 legendary heroes and the 3 legendary villains that basically changed the landscape of the My Hero universe. We already know about the number 1 hero, All Might, and we got lots of references to the Crimson Riot. That was Kirishima's, I'm sorry if I'm chopping up the name wrong, I'm bad at names, also known as Red Riot's idol. We got lots of information about him because he was like a mentor for him with what Red Riot was trying to be. He was trying to be more like the Crooks and Riot. So we got lots of information about him during the overhaul arc, during his flashback and everything. So, but the one person for the hero side that we didn't find out nothing about, which is very intriguing to me, is the hero known as Brave. No information was mentioned about him until now. No description, no detail, nothing about his quirk, nothing about his backstory. Excuse me. So that makes me think that down the line in the future, this character known as Brave is going to get lots of references, lots of character development as far as for us, the readers, to find out more about his backstory. And I believe he is the number 3 hero. This is just my speculation, that they never shown in the My Hero universe. You probably like, what you talking about? For example, in the anime, they mention All Might, number 1 hero. They mention Endeavor, number 2. And the best Genius is the 4th best hero, as far as the public's ranking of the My Hero heroes. But they never mentioned the number 3 hero. So for me, I think Brave is the number 3 hero. And since we know that Miya don't have a mentor with powers, especially now that All Might lost his, I could speculate that maybe at the end of this story arc, or maybe the beginning of next one, or whenever, we might get a chance to have Brave meet up with Miya and train him or showing him how to use his quirk to take his powers to the next level. And I'm kind of intrigued because I want to find out more about Brave, his powers, his backstory, if he have any connection to All Might and Endeavor, and why did he disappear for so long? Because we haven't seen him in My Hero. My Hero is like 171 chapters strong right now, and we got no information about Brave till now. So that's very intriguing. I want to know more about Brave. Alright, as far as the opposite end of the spectrum, I want to discuss the 3 legendary villains. First one, of course, is All For One. We already know that's the main antagonist of the story. But a couple interesting tidbits I want to discuss when it comes to All For One. As far as what they said that the ruler of the legends was All For One. So that means to me that All For One was the most powerful of all the villains during that time. And since we don't know the exact time frame as far as how the My Hero history works, we don't know, was it like 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago, that All For One controlled this era or this time period where he controlled everything with an iron fist. They mentioned some references when they related everything during that All Might versus All For One fight, when they referenced that All Might's mentor got killed by All For One, but they never mentioned the exact time, the exact period of the history when that happened. And they also mentioned the backstory of One For All powers that All For One gave to his brother, I believe, and that started the whole cycle of how All Might has powers, because All Might, I believe, I might be wrong, like the self-descendant of the One For All power. So we got information like that, but nothing concrete as far as where it took place in history. So down the line in the story, I want to know more about the backstory of All For One and his reign of control or terror as far as the My Hero universe. Another thing I want to discuss is as far as another character, as far as his name is Destrusto. He's basically, from what I've seen in the page, he's like the leader of the Special Abilities Liberation Army. But for me, that's like mainly intriguing and exciting because I already know in the future that the Boko no Hero My Hero universe is about to get real dark, real soon, real fast, especially after this arc. There was too many foreshadowing as far as Eerie, her powers going berserk, and the public's opinion changing about the heroes, especially after All Might retired. So I think they might go back to a reference of the old days, because When they started off Boku no Hero, they mentioned the fact that a star or a light hit the world and everybody woke up with special powers, or some people woke up with special powers. But they never specifically mentioned a time frame of when that happened. So I'm just going to speculate and explain to y'all my thoughts on that. So let's say you wake up one day, an explosion happens, and like a certain part of the population get like superpowers or mutant abilities. How do you think the ones that don't have these powers or abilities will react? And I want to say this might be like a racism thing going on as far as that, as far as the mutant world, or as far as the world with quirks in the beginning. It might have been some people might have been like isolating people with powers or discriminating against them. Around the early times where everybody was trying to figure out what's going on. And you know, with countries nowadays in the world that we live in presently, the countries with the most power is trying to manipulate or crush the weaker ones. So who's to say around that time, it was like a country like China had like more people with quirks in the beginning, they might try to force them to the army and attack other countries. Alright, I'm going to make my review or discussion on manga chapter 172 a little bit quicker, crisper, and straight to the point, only because I kind of rambled through my 171 discussion while recap, and I'm already at over the 16.5 minute mark with this video. So basically with manga chapter 172, it was lots of unexpected character development to a minor level, and like way funny comic scenes with this chapter. One of the main interesting tidbits I believe that might lead to some major characters development in the future is with Jiro-sama, the one with the earphone ability as far as her quirk. When we found out that she not only could play the guitar, when she could also sing, that was like very impressive to me. It's like, okay, so you got two different talents. And the fact that she's basically the one who's putting together the band assignments, the stage assignments, and the dancing assignments all by herself, pretty much leading the pack with the finishing up their presentation for the cultural festival. I'm very impressed. I can see that coming into play in the future, where they might be like a time where they need her to lead, or she probably lead on a whim to help the kids out of a certain situation. Who knows? So to see that type of basic, down to earth, quick thinking development with her character, I'm definitely impressed, because she knows how to lead when it calls upon. So I'm definitely impressed with that. Another point in the story that definitely had me cracking out loud, busting my ass on the floor rolling, was just like when Mineta. Well, Mineta was up there trying to play the guitar, and we find out that his hands are too short to reach the keys, because of the fact that he even called it, he says, like a character flaw. I was on the ground rolling. I mean, love him or hate him, whatever y'all think about Mineta. Mineta remind me of an average person. Like, he probably don't do nothing, pretty much have a stable job, do a regular 9 to 5, stay to himself, you know. Basically, just have special abilities. So many people probably hate Mineta because of the fact that they think he's the weakest, or he can't fight this opponent, and his character design looks flimsy or flawed. To me, I think that's what make it like regular, normal. Like, have average Joe person in the My Hero universe with special powers, and he's just like he's ass, pretty much. You know what I mean? He's just like a regular person. He just like he goes for his moves when he wants to help people or just be a dick. And I definitely had to applaud Mineta, because I love his character design, I love his development, and I want to see more of him in the story. Also, real quick, I want to talk about the main thing in this story is the fact that the All Might and Miya discussion. Excuse me. Where Miya basically tells All Might that he need to come up with a long distance attack so he can use that could help keep his opponents stay a distance while he come in and finish him off. Then All Might references a couple key points when they finally reach to the forest. When he mentions to Miria the fact that think back to when you first got your powers, and then think back to when you first went like 5% to 8%. Also, when do you realize that you can control your powers to a certain extent as far as a shoot style? So it's like kind of interesting to me to see how All Might wrapped everything up from the beginning, specifically mentioning certain key points that Miria have to meet so he can unlock his power to the next level. So that being said, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on that, especially now that it's almost 100% confirmed that Miria is gonna get a new power up, because he gonna train like crazy to unlock it so he can protect everybody. So my thing is, when we gonna see this Miria new attack? Is it gonna be this arc, the next arc, possibly a future arc or a side story? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, on that point, this is Amanda Theory. I want to wish you all a good night. I'm signing off. One more day I want to discuss. If you like the video, subscribe if you want more content. And a man's dreams will never die.